guys, what's going on? Today we are going to be looking at the Party Royale event. It starts in 30 minutes. I feel like throwing a tomato at the screen. Well, I guess I'm just gonna sit here and just run around until it starts. This is how you do it. Take a seat. Please don't be copyright. Please. Okay, I don't think it is. I always like to get as far back on seats as I can. Have my banana. Let me just spray it. Okay. Boom. Why are the toilet cleaners so dirty? Oh, let's just get spray paint on it, I guess. Let me throw it on the red thing. Get the red paint on it, yeah. Guess that's what happens. Oh, people threw grapplers everywhere, nice. "29 seconds. Get rid of those. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Starting. Try to keep it zoomed in for a while. Shark Week is all about celebrating these amazing creatures, but they need our help. Learn more at discovery.com, I think it said. Yeah, y'all seen it. I love Shark Week. I always
To our
watch
knowledge,
it.
this has never been seen before. There are big animals that live down there, and we're gonna have to lure them up.
We're in the middle of nowhere out here.
I'm trying to get you
Places where no
to where you can
one's
see the
ever
whole
been
screen. It's good enough.
Whatever hit this tiger shark is big.
Stop down here.
We are now at 600 feet.
Something feels a little weird down here. Could be a huge cannibalistic shark.
It's just black going into the abyss.
I can't see a damn thing. Whoa!
This does say bad words, I think, though. I think this plays like a couple
200 miles east of
episodes.
Florida, in the center of the Bahamas, lies a massive, little explored trench known as the tongue of the ocean. It is a deep-sea labyrinth composed of hundreds of twisting canyons and ravines,
Is that better?
hiding a
Can you see the whole
mysterious
thing?
ecosystem that even the world's top marine biologists know little about.
There's so much to be learned there. The 150 miles long, 20 miles wide. Pitch black. You have these underwater canyons, you have these underwater surface seamounts that come up, literally uncharted waters.
Reaching depths over 6,000 feet, it's a place where strange creatures and monster predators have adapted to survive in deep, dark isolation.
Plunger on my face.
But earlier this year, strange new evidence emerged from its depths that could change our understanding of this dark recess.
Early this year, we put out a bunch of tags on tiger sharks that have cameras on them, and it allowed us to sort of be in the tiger shark's perspective.
So I'm just gonna
We saw
take
some
my
pretty amazing
headset and my
things.
controller
We were
off.
blown away when we started seeing
just
tiger sharks
watch.
doing these deep water dives.
This 14-foot tiger shark is one of the Caribbean's apex predators.
Around 600 feet, almost all light disappears. This is where it started getting really interesting. Infrared sensor on our camera here turned on.
But at around 900 feet, it was assaulted by something much larger.
Right there, you can see the animal gets pushed and moving her 3 to 4 feet to the right. Whatever hit this tiger shark is big.
This female tiger shark weighs roughly 1,400 pounds. The impact of the assault knocked her 4 feet into the canyon wall, exerting a force of over 4,000 pounds, the equivalent of an SUV. An attack of this nature is all but unheard of. If Austin can solve this mystery, it could radically change our understanding of animal behavior at great depths.
There could be some type of cannibalism happening in deep water. Are the sharks down there to feed?
Could this enormous predator be an unidentified deep-sea cannibal, or perhaps an unusually large male tiger shark, controlling the feeding grounds and breeding rights?
We know the big ones exist. Maybe all along they've been hanging out down deep.
Austin is now leading a deep-sea expedition into the unknown to discover what is haunting the depths of the seafloor. Joining him is renowned shark expert Jimmy Partington. Jimmy has been tracking and documenting the massive great whites off Guadalupe for over a decade.
The big sharks capture my imagination. They're the ones that I want to find. And it seems that the bigger sharks are down in the greater depths. With new technology, cameras, subs, ROVs, we're able to go places that we've never been able to go before.
Also joining the mission will be researcher Christine De Silva, an expert in deep-sea biology.
We are going to a place where very few humans have ever been, an environment where you're not top predator. You're definitely a visitor down there.
The expedition will lead them into the furthest reaches of the abyss.
Tongue of the ocean. So it sounds to me like there's this insane marine park out there in the middle of the ocean, but no one has ever been able to go and explore it.
Although Austin knows the exact depth where this footage was captured, the tiger was too deep to get exact GPS coordinates. So to narrow down the search area, the team needs a new way to locate the lair of this predator. The tongue of the ocean is made up of over 100 different canyons, so they will need to follow a tiger shark into the depths.
We're starting out here at Tiger Beach. We're going to try to tag one of these sharks and see if we can follow it to the tongue of the ocean.
Tiger sharks are known to travel the same routes as they move about the Caribbean. So one of the sharks at Tiger Beach should be able to lead them to the deep-sea canyon where the violent attack occurred.
I've heard that it's a shallow dive, but I've heard that it doesn't take long for tiger sharks to appear. You know, and if we're going to try and tag an animal, this is the hotspot.
But tagging one of the most aggressive species of shark on Earth is not without risk. These stealth ninjas have serrated teeth and wide jaws that can dismantle their
If
prey.
you look at the tooth of a tiger shark, it's like a
Out of my way, buddy.
Imagine that with a part of human body, not a good thing.
Out of my way, buddy.
Underwater with tiger sharks, you need to pay attention at all times. Make eye contact with those animals, because if you don't, you might pay the price.
There have been a number of deadly tiger shark attacks.
Shark attack. It looks like her entire hand is gone.
They've been found with things like license plates, a horse's head, even reindeer antlers in their stomachs. Not picky about what they're going to eat. They'll even eat other sharks, maybe even other tiger sharks.
The oceans, the animals, where we're going to be searching. My rule book might as well just get ripped up now because tiger shark's a very different animal to a great white. There's a lot to take in.
Eye contact is actually really important. These are really visual predators. It's kind of like this competition, and you sort of have that sort of dominance hierarchy there. Just keep your head on a swivel. That's like the biggest thing. We're going to get down there. We're going to try to get some big sharks to us. The plan is you're going to distract it, and hopefully we can put this tag on the animal.
Diver Jay Malley will use a bait box to lure the tiger shark in, providing a window for Austin to deploy the tag.
With that bait box, I do it the same way every single time. I never try to bring the shark to my left. If you're right there on my right, I can bring her almost to you.
Yeah, okay.
Christine, we're going to need you on topside comms. We'll be able to hear you. Here are our eyes in the sky on this one.
Let you guys know if I see any big sharks heading towards you.
Get this job done, follow it into the deep.
Just be careful, everybody, please. When I'm on the edge, will you hand me the camera and the tag?
They descend to 50 feet into one of the most active shark feeding grounds on the planet.
You guys do copy? Unbelievable sport. With tons of activity. Couple of tigers around 10 feet. Ring shots and lemon shots here as well.
Awesome. The goal right now is for them to put a tag on the dorsal fin of one of the big female tiger sharks we've got down here. When you're down there, you really get to see sharks' power. They really own their space.
In order to find where the sharks are congregating in the tongue of the ocean, the team is looking to tag the largest tiger shark in these waters.
Looks like 7 or 8 tigers. Jimmy, try to single one out for me.
Suddenly, a 14-foot female tiger shark enters the feeding frenzy.
Man, see the big one. Ready with the trash?
The mammoth tiger shark shakes off the tag.
Tagging one is going to be really tough in this current.
The riptides at Tiger Beach can reach speeds of 6 miles per hour, which makes it difficult for the divers to maintain their footing. The sharks begin to swarm. Austin and Jimmy fight to maintain their position amidst the feeding frenzy.
Some of these hardies need to step back to the boat. But no, it's keep your eyes on them. They're starting to get on top of us.
As they regain their position, they are surrounded by tiger sharks.
This isn't safe, guys. Let's come up now. Contact ready for you to come up.
Coming up. And later. Earlier this year, video footage from the Caribbean's tongue of the ocean revealed a stunning assault on a 14-foot female tiger shark by a larger, mysterious predator.
Whatever hit this tiger shark is big.
Now, marine biologist Dr. Austin Gallagher and shark expert Jimmy Partington are on a mission to tag a shark and track her movements into the tongue of the ocean, where hopefully she'll lead them to the lair of the massive predator. But the rough current is proving challenging.
Current's set.
Up against the changing tides, the team resets to corral the big tiger shark.
She's gonna double back. I see her coming
Behind you.
Triceratops is ready.
The big shark circles around. The team lures her in.
That is the one. Got it.
The first part of the mission is a success.
Awesome, guys.
Great job.
Popcorn's ready for you to come up.
We got the tag on. That was insane.
How many did you see?
Probably 50, 60 sharks. Some of the biggest tigers I've ever seen.
No way.
That was gnarly down there.
Nice.
If you're not paying attention, there's suddenly 4 there, you know? I think I had one here, I had to push it away, and then I turned around and there's another one.
Yeah, you gotta watch their behavior. You start seeing those fins turn down a little bit, the quick
Yeah.
movement.
When they come in straight towards you, they're asserting themselves.
No, eye contact is everything.
Everything.
And we're rubbing up against us, and they rub up against themselves.
Not cage diving,
There
is
is
it?
no way, man. They just come straight at you. These sharks are bold. They're all swimming over each other, bumping into one another. It doesn't matter. You can have 4 sharks on you in a second. Absolutely insane down there.
Thanks for distracting that one because Jay set it up with the bait. You kind of got that one's attention. It came right down this sort of highway. Perfect tiger came right in, swam right on top of it, clamped it down, stayed on.
Great job.
Yeah, likewise.
It wasn't easy, man. There were some big sharks down there.
Let's get some of this gear off and
Yeah.
let's go check the computer and see if this GPS signal's pinging.
The tiger shark they tagged is a 14-foot giant, similar in size to the one from the evidence video. They hope it will lead them to the canyon that tiger sharks are using to enter the tongue of the ocean.
Tag that we put on the shark records depth, temperature, and location and stores it on the tag. After the shark dives to a certain distance and depth, the whole unit will pop off and send all that information to an orbiting satellite in space. Then we can put all the pieces together to identify the exact location where they are entering the abyss. Right after we tagged her, as you can see here, she moved about 25 miles south into pretty deep water, and then straight shot east right into the tongue. And her last ping is 1 mile off of Chub Key right here, which I've heard is actually a hot spot for game fish and other large species.
Okay. What depths has she been diving to?
She's been diving to over 1,000 feet throughout this entire track.
She's actually staying in those deep areas, but she's not staying in one place. So I'm wondering, what is she doing? Is she feeding? Is she following a certain type of food?
The tiger shark dove to a depth of 1,000 feet and then traveled 17 miles into the deep Caribbean Trench.
A dive boat is just not going to cut it anymore for this expedition. It's not big enough. We need an upgrade.
The team will need a vessel equipped with the proper gear and supplies to chase this shark far from shore and into the deep.
The Go America is the perfect boat for this mission. This boat is insane, and it has an A-frame which can launch submarines. These subs will go down to 1,000 feet, exploring vast areas of our ocean that we've never seen before.
This expanse is home to some of the most diverse shark life in the world. Silky sharks, bull sharks, reef sharks, and tiger sharks, as well as mammals, such as sperm whales and orcas, and the predator that assaulted the 14-foot tiger shark.
We're hitting this mission from multiple angles.
In order to get eyes on the ocean floor, the team will deploy deep-sea surveillance.
I brought in my collaborator, Brendan Phillips, who's a deep-sea engineer and ocean imaging expert.
We just deployed a couple drop camera systems, which are deep water baited camera systems. Here in the tongue of the ocean, it gets really deep really quick. So it allows us to see things that you otherwise wouldn't be able to see.
Even though the tag that we put on the shark pinged right in the tongue of the ocean, this is a huge area. It's still a needle in a haystack. So we need to get into the water, get eyes on what's happening.
There are multiple canyons in this location, so the team will chum the waters to lure tiger sharks out from the depths in hopes of identifying where they are hiding. Jimmy volunteers to track the tiger shark's movements, and he's got a one-of-a-kind cage to do it in.
Jimmy has this crazy idea for this bait cage. It's a cage with a bunch of chum that drops down onto him. A little risky, perhaps.
I've set up this cage, and it's a half bait cage and half regular cage. I call this the Minotaur.
Named after the Greek mythical creature, this circular chain-link cage is reinforced with horizontal aluminum bars to help withstand the ramming of the hungry mass of predators. The top of the cage is designed with a bait box to lure the smaller sharks to the surface, giving Jimmy a 360-degree view of the larger sharks below.
The smaller ones, the lemons, the bulls, the reef, I'm going to pull those up to the surface and allow me to have a look down into the depths to try and get a glimpse of one of these larger tiger sharks.
What do you think?
Well, it's very different to Tiger Beach.
Yeah.
You know, we're in the middle of nowhere out here. We're in places where no one has ever cage dived before.
What do you think could happen out here?
My main concern is the sea conditions. At this point, it looks a little bit sketchy. In my experience, whenever goes wrong down here, it's always when there's bait involved.
Ready?
Good luck, Jimmy.
With over 200 feet of visibility, Jimmy should be able to see any tiger sharks that are attracted to the frenzy.
He's gonna cut me small pieces, yeah. They're all over that cage right now.
We get something bigger from the deep. It might not even be attracted by just the bait smell, but also probably from the movement and all the commotion from the smaller sharks on the surface.
Giant lemons, bull sharks, and Caribbean reefs swarm toward Jimmy.
All sorts of energy being put into the ocean. They're attracted to that, and the tiger sharks will actually wait, usually a little bit deeper. They're much more strategic than a lot of these smaller guys. Beautiful.
How you doing now? You okay?
This is one of the most intense cage dives I've ever experienced. It's unbelievable down here. We got lemons, we got reefs, we got a couple of bull sharks. We got it up there, it's like a washing machine in here. Sharks are up in the cage, constantly bring it up as well, so
The numerous frenzied sharks whip up a series of rough competing currents.
Everything okay?
Dr. Austin Gallagher's recent video evidence suggests that tiger sharks are encountering violent activity in the depths of the ocean.
Whatever hit this tiger shark is big.
Now, shark expert Jimmy Partington is in the middle of a feeding frenzy designed to lure tiger sharks out of the dark. If he can identify which canyon the sharks are using as a route in and out of the tongue of the ocean, the team will have a location to search for the mysterious beast that's ruling the deep.
Jimmy, is everything okay?
Okay down there? There's a lot of sharks around you.
we got lemons, we got reefs.
Lemon sharks and reef sharks are tropical surface-dwelling sharks. They have small blade-like teeth, which can cut through the metal wiring of the cage.
Are you seeing any tiger sharks below you?
minutes.
A giant tiger shark emerges, having used a canyon on the southwest edge of the tongue of the ocean.
How big do you think she is?
Hard to tell, but I'm gonna guess that she's at least 16 feet.
16 feet. Oh my gosh.
She is a big one, a serious animal. This is definitely a shark hotspot.
The tiger shark disappears into the depths of the dark canyon below.
The sharks are all clearing out now. We can stop the challenge. I'm coming up.
Guys, Jimmy's coming up. Wow.
Great. The man, the myth.
Good job, buddy. You did it.
All right. I mean, it felt like a roller coaster down there. Sharks were just bumping the cage and they were knocking me all around. How many sharks there was, I don't know. The lemons were pretty gnarly, and there were some big ones. Yeah, we had
They
lemons,
came to the cage.
bulls, and guess what else they had?
El Tigre.
Tiger shark down deep, dude.
Yeah.
So on, man, unmistakable. I had a clear view of the cannon she came out of. You know, your tag is correct. It's led us right into the hotspot.
While the ship's crew readies the submarines to dive, Austin and company will prepare by reviewing footage from their deep-sea surveillance system.
I want to give you guys a good view of what we've been able to see so far. Yeah, and that's a giant isopod going right onto the bait. Well, apparently there's not much to him. It's like all shell and there's like a really tiny animal inside.
I mean, look at that. What a great shot.
Giant isopods are crustaceans closely related to crabs and shrimp. They can grow to be almost 3 feet and have 4 sets of jaws. Bottom scavengers, they can go years without eating. But when they do eat, they feast until they can no longer move. Gulper sharks are dark gray dogfish that live in depths exceeding 600 feet.
Wow.
Hey.
That's amazing.
Is that a 6 kill?
It's a 6 kill.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. That's
So
actually
cool.
the first time
Pretty
I've
big.
seen one on camera.
Yeah,
Pretty
same.
big too, I think, yeah.
Blunt-nosed six-gills are known as cow sharks and can grow up to 20 feet long. Little is known about this shark's behaviors because it spends most of its life below depths of 6,500 feet. But they have been spotted all across the globe, from New Zealand to Norway.
Look at his eyes.
What depth is this one at?
I think around 450 meters.
They're made of cartilage, so it's wild how much he just contorted his body in order to rip that prey off.
There's a lot for these animals to be snacking on down there. There's clearly a lot going on.
The drop cam shows an abundance of possible food for a large predator to feast on.
I'm pumped. You know, we know they're there now. We're in the hotspot. We know there's potential to pick up one of these bigger sharks on camera now, so let's get back in the water.
The canyons in this region stretch for miles. Any sharks traveling through them could disappear around the bend at any moment.
I'm going to go down to around 80 feet, pretty much my limit where I can remain safe with sharks down there on my own. Austin is going to get into the sub so he can chase after any sharks we might find. I'm going to be his eye in the sky and provide a second vantage point and point them in the right direction.
While Jimmy guides Austin in the right direction, Christine will monitor the deep sea cameras.
Nomad reporting hatch secured.
Jimmy will be dangling above a 3,000-foot drop-off.
As a scuba diver, I have limits to how far I can go and remain safe. I'm going to be pushing the limit. This is about as deep as I'm comfortable going down in the cage in these waters.
It's dark down here. Looking down, it's just black going into the abyss. There are sharks coming towards me. It's hard to make out much. Heading down
Topside, hatches secure, and we are ready to dive.
There's a lot of sharks around the sub. Yep.
Topside, we got a visual on the cage.
Copy that, Nomad.
I was beginning to feel stood up there, mate. Can you see anything more down there? Not yet, but the little guys are taking off fast.
Topside. All of the silky sharks have disappeared.
There's a big moving shadow below me, towards your starboard side. I think I found this.
A tiger shark emerges on the deep sea camera. As Austin's sub approaches the edge of the undersea ravine, another creature reveals itself on the drop cam.
Austin, there's something here below you.
Dr. Austin Gallagher's operation to uncover what attacked the 14-foot tiger shark in the depths is leading him into the abyss. As his sub dives along the cave wall, a deep-sea predator shows itself on the underwater surveillance.
Austin, there's something underneath you.
Another blunt-nosed six-gill shark emerges, this one even larger. Descendants of the Jurassic era, females can give birth to 20 to 100 pups at a time.
He's got to be about 15 feet.
The drop cameras are insane. They're so effective, and what they reveal is that there are a lot of different sharks living at depth.
This massive blunt nose is a sign there could be predators over 20 feet in the depths. So Jenny returns to the surface to start prepping the next round of bait.
Tiger sharks do prey upon giant squid. However, it's going to